You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sports in the state of Michigan? You've got the truth, all right. Can you handle the truth? Find out right now on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the show that detects and provides truth, research, and statistics about the Tigers, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast and listen to it in audio form wherever you get your podcasts. Follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_truth and on Reddit at u/Michigan_truth and like its Facebook page and know the truth. I'm Taylor Phillips. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to cover all teams again, plus Eastern Michigan. But first off, our disclaimer: if you can't handle any news, statistics, or research or criticism, stay away from the comment section. If you continue to be ignorant, don't even bother, because you're irrelevant to me, okay? Or this podcast as well. So anyway, got Lions, Tigers, Eastern Michigan, Wolverines, Spartans, Red Wings, and Pistons. Holy cow, that's a lot to talk about. So with that being said, let's get started with the Lions library. The Lions signed defensive end Aidan Hutchinson to a 4-year, $180 million contract with $141 million guaranteed. That's $45 million average annual value, of course, if you do the math, easy math. Look, Aidan Hutchinson earned his contract extension. Lions fans have been waiting for so long for that to happen, and it finally did. And the Lions now already have 8 players with contracts averaging roughly a $20 million average annual value. And the roster is absolutely fine. Sure, they make mistakes every now and then, but they have a loaded list of good veterans and younger players through the draft, plus good players they activated from the practice squad, including Nick Whiteside, who made 3 pass defenses a week and a half ago on Monday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we're going to look for him to, keep doing the same thing. Hopefully he can play consistently at corner. Of course, making more pass defenses, covering receivers, playing the ball and not the body, all that good stuff. Let's hope that's consistent. And of course, safety Brian Branch was baptized during the bye week, and coming off his 1-game suspension where he got in trouble slapping Juju Smith-Schuster in the helmet at the end of the game, at the end of that Lions-Chiefs game on Sunday Night Football 2.5 weeks ago. So Brian Branch told the media that from now forward, he would like to try to limit playing with too many emotions. And he made some sense saying those things. Hopefully he can prove it on the field starting this Sunday at 1 when the Lions return to action against the Minnesota Vikings. Enough said there, and there'll be a truth or lie segment on Brian Branch sometime down the road in the near future after the season concludes. But that being said, speaking of which, Vikings at Lions Sunday at 1 on Fox. J.J. McCarthy is set to return, of course, but the Lions have handled McCarthy before, and they should have no problem handling him and his offensive unit again, just like they did in Week 18 of last season. 37-9, remember that, to clinch the number 1 seed and the NFC North at the same time. So let's go to ESPN.com real quickly and share the screen via StreamYard. The Lions. Yeah, see the Pistons beating the Magic there. I'll get to that sometime later on. Sunday at 1 on Fox. Yeah, most of the country is saying the Lions will win. Lions are 8.5-point favorites. Carson Wentz is on the IR. That's opening the door for J.J. McCarthy, of course. Um, Vikings have quite a few questionable players and one doubtful, tight end Josh Oliver. So Minnesota's 3-4 coming in. The Lions are 5-2. Just a half game back of the Green Bay Packers for the NFC North lead. But the Lions defense is going to keep on doing its thing. Pass rushing, secondary receiving defense. Terrion Arnold's going to come back, probably going to come up more penalties unless he cleans it up and proves us wrong. But Nick Whiteside, watch for him. He's an X factor in the secondary. I think Nick Whiteside should be in the starting lineup. He should. No matter who he covers, whether it be Justin Jefferson or Jordan Addison. Yeah. Don't forget T.J. Hawkinson at tight end, the former Lion. So Sunday at 1 on Fox, Lions and Vikings. And then we got the Tigers Tribune. Man, oh man. This is a move that proves to be a momentous occasion while the World Series is going on. The Tigers have fired hitting coach Keith Beauregard and first base coach Anthony LaPose. Now, first off, firing Keith Beauregard as hitting coach is a very easy decision made by team president Scott Harris and general manager Jeff Greenberg. First base coach Anthony LaPose is just like mozzarella sticks and marinara by the side as an appetizer alongside the main course, because the Tigers offense, let alone lineup and base running, desperately needs to be rectified, recoached, and redeveloped. That's it. Plus, they need better bats. So there's that too. Now the Secret Service segment. 3 Eastern Michigan Eagles men's basketball players refused to participate in an investigation of potential sports betting infractions. And they asked, and I'm going to share the screen again just to reveal their names because I don't have their names typed up on my screen. They're Jolene Billingsley, Deshaun Nelson, and Jalen Terry. So they had their phones imaged on January 19th as part of an NCAA investigation triggered by suspicious betting on 3 first halves each of EMU's game on January 11th against the Central Michigan Chippewas, at the Toledo Rockets January 7th, and against Wright State December 21st. And they asked that their phone imaging be destroyed. And the NCAA pointed out that due to the lack of cooperation by the players, enforcement staff is unable to determine whether or not there were any of those violations. It just makes the investigation even harder and take even longer. And as a result of that, those 3 players can lose eligibility to even play basketball in any university. Now, there's a segment inside the Secret Service that includes a that is called Devil's Advocate. There are way too many gambling probes and incidents going on in the sports world from generation to generation, and there just appears to be no end in sight due to the fact that players and coaches in general continue to push those buttons of gambling mischief. This goes way beyond the Pete Rose era from back in the 1980s. It keeps happening everywhere, but especially in our great state of Michigan. First Malik Beasley for the Pistons, now Eastern Michigan University Eagles men's basketball. My only question is, when are people going to learn discipline and gamble more responsibly? That's my question. That's it. That's all I have for that story. The Wolverines world beat. The Michigan Wolverines football team's head coach, Sherrone Moore, and the university have withdrawn their appeals in the NCAA infractions case in the Connor Stalions sign stealing scandal. So Sherrone Moore, in other words, will serve the rest of his suspensions next year. Let's get one thing perfectly clear. The university and its football team either finally decided to man up, which is probably the case, or and face the music with the NCAA, or they had no choice because there was no way they could win their appeals one way or the other. Probably both. But that being said, the Wolverines are at number 21 after their win over MSU. They return home to Ann Arbor to play the 2-6 Purdue Boilermakers Saturday at 7 on the Big Ten Network. The Wolverines just have to start off very strong and keep Purdue in check. Play 60-minute football. Do not take Purdue for granted. Some of their players may be good. And then the Spartans band preview Michigan State at the Minnesota Golden Gophers Saturday at 3:30 on the Big Ten Network before Purdue at Michigan. Both Michigan State and Minnesota are average analytically in all departments, except Minnesota has the better record going in. And the Spartans are trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, but head coach Jonathan Smith isn't doing much about it. Now for another segment of As the Winged Wheel Turns. The Red Wings beat the St. Louis Blues again 5-2 and are hopeful that Patrick Kane can come back and join them at some point during their forthcoming 4-game West Coast road trip. Now, I want to point something out about the media hiding all the details about Patrick Kane's injury. They are, for some reason or no reason at all, not telling what kind of injury Patrick Kane has or what body part Patrick Kane has injured or hurt or how long he's going to be out. Except he was skating. That's one thing that Max Boltman and Daniela Bruce pointed out a week ago. But the rest of the details are just too hidden. The media, of course, the team media and the national media are not fessing up. And that just baffles me. In the media field, you have to gather all the details. Otherwise, you would be caught for either slander or libel, one of the two, or just hiding the truth, hiding the actual truth. So I'm looking for an inside source on that. I'm looking for someone to do some dirty work. Now the game itself, the 5-2 win, Dylan Larkin had 2 goals and an assist. Alex DeBrincat, a goal and an assist. Ben Sherratt, Simon Edmondson, a goal each. Raymond, 2 assists. The Red Wings, one thing that stood out to me about the Red Wings, on a positive note, they were controlling the puck and managing the puck for most of the third period until Jordan Kyrou made it 4-2 late. Simon Edmondson failed to block that shot, and it screened John Gibson. But the Blues just kept mishandling the puck, regardless of how much momentum they were trying to build off of that Kyrou goal. But one thing the Red Wings need to start doing is scoring the game's first goal, and they haven't done that in a few games. And they have a tougher task to face coming up as they go out to California and Nevada, playing the LA Kings, San Jose Sharks, the Anaheim Ducks, and the Vegas Golden Knights. The Kings and Golden Knights are the 2 toughest hockey teams in the Pacific Division right now. The Ducks are also playing competitively. They're still in the hunt as of right now, early in the Western Conference wildcard standings, and the Sharks are still struggling. 2-5-1, 2-5-2. Trying to remember their exact record, but it's terrible either way. And then finally, the Pistons post. The Pistons get smashed by the Cleveland Cavaliers 116-95. A tense first quarter battle, but the Cavs outscored the Pistons 30-17 in the second quarter, which proved to be the difference maker. That was the Pistons' undoing, and nobody for the Pistons offensively reached 15 points. Too many missed shots, terrible shooting accuracy. The Pistons were feeling a lot of fatigue of playing back-to-back games, which is no excuse in the NBA, in the professional level of any sport. But they worked their tails off. They played their tails off against the Boston Celtics. They beat the Celtics Sunday afternoon. It's a 4-game homestand, even in their game against the Mavericks in Mexico City and not in Detroit. The Pistons are still deemed the home team. They beat the Magic tonight earlier, 135-116. Karis LeVert returned from injury, but the Pistons started off this game terribly. They trailed by double digits in the first half, but came back late in the second quarter to lead by 1 point at halftime. And then the Pistons really dominated in the second half and kept on scoring points. They never even looked back. Cade Cunningham, as usual, hitting the jackpot, 30 points, 10 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, 6 rebounds. He's one of 3 Pistons reaching double-doubles, also including Jalen Duren, 21 and 12 boards, and Ausar Thompson, 12 and 11 boards. Javonte Green even stepped up, 3 for 5 from the floor, 3 for 4 from three-point range, 3 bombs, 9 points total. That was it, but he was a plus 10, Javonte Green. So, what do we learn? I'll tell you what we learned. Aidan Hutchinson earned his extension. Brian Branch is trying to come clean after getting suspended. The Tigers are actually trying to address their offense by firing hitting coach Keith Beauregard and first base coach Anthony Lapose. And you can add EMU's 3 men's basketball players to the laundry list of sports betting and gambling probes. The Wolverines football head coach Sherrone Moore and the university finally decided to man up and face the music by dropping their appeals. The Spartans need to find some way to win a game. The Red Wings dominated the Blues yet again at Enterprise Center and are now facing another tough task out west, starting with the LA Kings and the Vegas Golden Knights, who lead the Pacific Division big time. And finally, the Pistons bounced back from a rough game against the Cavs by routing the Magic. So that's all we've learned in this episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Click or tap on live to find its latest full episodes and check out its shorts videos. Also, watch it live and follow it on Twitch at Michigan Sports Truth. Listen to it in audio form on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music /Audible, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and JioSaavn. Also, join its Supporters Club on Spreaker, just $2 a month. On social media, follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and on Reddit at u/Michigan Sports Truth. Also, like its Facebook page, www.facebook.com/Michigan Sports Truth, and on Patreon at patreon.com/Michigan Sports Truth. And our new website, www.themichigansportstruthpodcast.code.adx.me. Also, donate to the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast for Autism on GoFundMe. Statewide business endorsements go to Compson Donuts, Grand Traverse Pie Company, J&H Family Stores, Positive Chimney and Fireplace, Farm Bureau Insurance, Michigan's Adventure, Jets Pizza, Alpine Chocolate House, with locations in Manistee, Boyne City, Gaylord, Plymouth, and Sault Ste. Marie, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Grandpa's Mini Donuts, Rally House, Michigan, and Rally House, Detroit, Tom's Food Markets, Bigby Coffee, Detroit Wing Company, Simply Delightful, J&H or J&R's All-Star Haircuts for Men, Tropical Touch Spa, Main Street Rocks, G's Pizzeria, Wesco, and BC Pizza. Metro Detroit area business endorsements go to the Annex Detroit nightclub and its Annex Angels. Shout out to the Annex Angels for following the podcast on its Instagram at Michigan_truth. You can follow the Annex Angels on Instagram at Annex Angels with 2 N's. Geno Surf, Avenue American Bistro, Mokonut Donut and Boba, the Edo Ramen House, sushi restaurant in Southfield, Japanese restaurant in Southfield, the Great Lakes Crossing Mall in Auburn Hills, Empire of Detroit, Modern 7 Bistro, Northville Sports Den, the Union Barber Shop in Birmingham and Ferndale, United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Ice Works in Southfield, Frothy Girl in Ortonville, Spot Truck in Dearborn and Detroit, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward Street in Ferndale, Detroit Pizza Company, The Blind Owl in Royal Oak. Cali Tickets, call 877-225-8425 or visit CaliTickets.com. Reliance Pressure Washing, The Jagged Fork, Goodman Acker PC, Northwestern Technological Institute, The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill, Green Lantern Pizza, the Pins Bowling Center in South Lyon, Impact North in Ortonville, Vitamin Shop in Auburn Hills, Legacy Family Dental Center in Dearborn, and Hodges Subaru. Local business endorsements go to the B4 Foundation in Ithaca, Wexford Community Credit Union in Cadillac and Lake City, Jay's Sporting Goods in Clare and Gaylord, the Front Porch in Sutton's Bay, Trout Town Tavern and Eatery in Kalkaska, the El Cilantro Taco Shop, the El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey, Bay Mills Resort and Casino in Brimley, Fuel Up Nutrition in Clare, J&S Hamburg in Traverse City and Kingsley, United Food Service Solutions in Grand Ledge, the Asian Buffet in Cadillac and Traverse City, Ludington Meat Company, McBain Hardware, Bandry Home Furnishings in Cadillac, Home Lake, Big Rapids, and Traverse City, Pearl's New Orleans Kitchen in Elk Rapids, Herman Hisson Company in Bay City, Fletcher's Pub and Texas Corners in Kalamazoo, the Michigan Theater of Jackson, Hooters in Saginaw, Anna's House in Grand Rapids, Coffee Beanery in Flushing, Merritt Speedway, Northport Pub and Grill, and Spicer's Boat City in Houghton Lake. Traverse City Man Cave, K1 Speed, Play It Again Sports, Erica Nita of Traverse City Real Estate, Yen Yoga and Fitness inside the Delamar Resort on Front Street, Firefly Kitchen and Bars, Traverse City Fun Running, Margarita's Grill, Well-Being with Catherine Palms, Bayview Flooring, North Coast Golf Shop, and Team Bob's Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Cadillac business endorsements go to Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cadillac Horizon Books, Creative Embroidery, Michigan Coffee Company, Pro Quality Cleaners, Raven Social Restaurant and Brewery, Wild Flower Bakery, Northern Star Event Rentals, Wexford Jewelers, Evolve Yoga and Fitness, Chunky Bear Coffee Roasters, The Truck Stop, Cadillac Lofts Apartments, Bigelow Supply, The Food Mafia's Let's Roll With It Rolled Ice Cream, Tees Tanning Salon, The Pine Sports Bar and Bowling Center, the Max Swings Indoor Golf Center, Blue Heron Cafe, Biner's Pizza, Cabaret Peaks, the Cadillac Party Lounge, and the Sweet Shop. And finally, Lake City business endorsements go to Cuts by Melanie, the LC Tap House, To the Moon Bakery, Northern Auto Lab, and the Misaki Golf Club Golf Course, which closes this Thursday. Until next time, I'm Taylor Phillips signing off. But remember, stay on the lookout for the truth. And remember, we always observe and detect the truth about Michigan sports because the truth is everywhere. Ta-ta, hen with a hind, power to the people, baba booey to y'all.